Hi everyone, this is Lluvia, and today I'm here to offer you some tips on having the best audition that you possibly can. So number one is prepare. This seems the most obvious, but there are so many people that don't prepare. So prepare. Come in with strong choices. Come in with an understanding of what is going on in the scene, in the monologue. Just be prepared, and that also helps you not get so nervous. Second tip is make sure that you're not using the casting people as your scene partner. So when, most of the time when you go into the audition room, you'll have whoever is making casting decisions on the table in front of you. Do not use them. Pick a spot on a wall directly over their heads, or, if you're talking to multiple people, then pick certain spots around the room where your eye level is up so they can still see your face and they can still see your choices. If you have a reader, by all means, use the reader. The reader doesn't have final casting decision, but other than that, don't use the actual people auditioning you as your scene partner. Next is follow instructions. This also seems very obvious, but a lot of people don't. So whether that is something as simple as them requesting a full body shot somewhere in your slate, or putting your slate at the end of your take as opposed to the beginning, or maybe having a completely separate file for the slate as opposed to having it with your self-tape. Whatever instructions they ask you to do, follow those to a T. Yeah, that's the easiest way for them to tell whether or not you can follow directions. Next tip is time your piece. Don't go over time. If they ask for something that's a minute long, keep it a minute long. No need to complain about, oh, you need more time. Keep it 1 minute long. Either one or two things will happen. Either they will see the time and they see that you've gone way over the time. They won't even bother looking at it because there's a lot of tapes to look at. Or they will, once it reaches they'll start watching it. Once it reaches the 1 minute mark, they'll just stop watching right then and there. So if you haven't gotten to the good part of your performance, they didn't even watch it. So just time your piece, make sure it's within the time that they said. And the same thing goes for in-person auditions. A lot of times people feel that it's a lot harder to cut someone off when they're in person. It just is. That person is standing right in front of you. They're doing their best. And so sometimes it just feels rude to cut them off. But if you've gone way over time, you're still not going to be considered. They are going to, they're just going to reach a point in which they're thinking, when is this thing going to end? I need to see the next person. We're running behind. What are they doing? So just stick with the time suggested. And know your given circumstances. For those of you that don't know what given circumstances are, it's the basics of the monologue or the scene. So who are you talking to? What are you doing to that person? What do you want that person to do for you? And what happened immediately before this moment? What is causing you to say those words? What is propelling you to say this at this exact moment? Those are what I would argue are the most important given circumstances, but given circumstances also include your location, your relationship to the person, what you're wearing, what time of year it is, what time of day it is, are you sober or not? Those kinds of things, you want to have a clear understanding of what those are. And if you don't know because the sides they gave you doesn't expressly give you all that information, use your imagination, make it up. Just make strong, clear choices on what those given circumstances are. And even if you're way off, you're more likely to be, they're not going to make a big deal about it, because you made some strong, committed choices. Be nice to everyone. I have worked as an audition monitor, and I've walked into a room and the casting director, the producer, the director, whoever's casting, will sometimes ask me, is there anyone that's being rude to you? If anyone's rude to you, please let us know. Why? Because you're most likely going to be on your best behavior when you're in the casting room. But if you're showing your true colors to the person outside of the room, they might still have a say on whether or not you get cast. Maybe not, like if I said, well, this person's being rude to me, then casting might not want to work with you, no matter how talented you are, because they want people that are going to be team players that are pleasant on the set, things like that. So just be nice to everyone that you encounter. And the most important thing is just, if you screw up, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I can't tell you how many times I've screwed up, and this is specifically in classes that I've taken with casting directors, and they'll tell me, I didn't even notice that you screwed up. So most of the time, if you are making strong, committed choices, if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. You're human. They get it. So just move on. Don't try to think that you've ruined your chances completely, and have fun.